Hey guys, when I talk about the secret societies and I say that people came against me and they did all kinds of, things to me. Basically, do you know how it all began? Um, because I obviously, when it all began, I have heard about these conspiracy theories and things, but I didn't have a real experience, right? So I generally trusted that people are good people to the best of their ability, right? Because that's how I was. I was still lost in the world. I didn't really know what to believe. I mean, I believed in God, right? But I was misled by some spiritual things. So I wasn't completely the right way with Jesus, but I still was doing the right thing and to the best of my ability to do the best of what I knew at the time. And the right thing for me at the time was to be true, right? Because lying is not right. And I was brought up in the way that you have to conform to the surroundings kind of thing, right? That's how I was brought up. It doesn't mean that I was always conforming, but still, you know here and there I would adapt. I wouldn't really push my truth, if I could say it this way. But then, at a certain point of my life, I decided that and I realized that I need to grow spiritually because not everything is okay with me in my life, right? I need to be more in the right. I need to do the spirituality thing where you sort of grow through what you you grow through what you go through, right? Thing. And a lot of it is New Age, and New Age is satanic. But I was deceived by the New Age, but it doesn't matter because God was with me and God really guided me through it, right? He taught me that I, really need to do the right thing all the time. And it also makes sense because you shouldn't conform to things that are not right, right? Doesn't mean that you should start a war or something, right? But you still do the right thing, especially when you're in a position or power to do so. So basically, when I was going through that spiritual growing thing, and I was really growing, I really had all kinds of good things happening because of that, and thanks to that, because if I wasn't, doing that right thing, right, which also meant not being scared of doing things that you want to do, right? I mean, the right things that are right, not crazy things. So, I was doing my thing, and I really left my comfort zone, and it was the right thing to do. And that's when I was also dealing with these people who are in these secret societies, and they were in a certain authority, okay, like in a certain field that I was dealing with, and I was being very nice and cooperative with them, and just generally, right? It wasn't nothing too serious, but it was still, we had some work relationships things too, and basically the problems appeared when these people saw that I wasn't conforming to the quote-unquote society unseen quote-unquote rules, which are toxic rules where you're supposed to conform to toxic people, right? When it's like when narcissists want to dominate you, but you don't let them. But it doesn't mean that you attack them or something. No, you just, are your best self, right? At any given moment. And regardless, of those things. And you ignore those things because at the time I didn't really know if it was really coming from them or it was just, the devil in the air, right? That maybe they don't even want you to conform. Maybe it's just, the old programming that was within me. So basically, that was the beginning of it. They were really offended by the fact that I was being true and real, and that I was doing the right thing, that I was brave, and I was real, And obviously I didn't care about like the toxic things. I didn't care about whatever, the society is programmed to care about, like being ashamed or scared of doing, what you want to do. I was just kind of like, now that I know who they are, I was like right there in your face because now I know that they were offended by that. And I'm telling you, God knows how a lot of the steps that I had to take were really out of bravery. Was not easy, but it was in faith, and, I had to be brave. But it's like people did not value that. Anyone in my position, like if you would see the situation, you would see that, it's not really easy what this person is doing. But yeah, they hated that. They hated that, and they hated me for that. So basically, that's when and where and how it all began, and that's when, from that point on, when I was right there in their face, is that a lot of other fishy things started happening, which I considered to be coincidences, but then there were too many of these coincidences that it became a rule, and it became obvious that these people are doing these things on purpose to, to harm me, to discredit me, to discourage me, And now I know that it is on purpose because, they are in this satanic thing. A lot of them have these demons and spirits on them, and they work for Satan, and they are the secret society. But yeah, that's when they came after me, when they came against me, and I was gang stalked. Basically, they hated me for the right things before God, because those things were right, despite of some other, because I was doing like tarot cards, and I shouldn't have done that. But I didn't know what to believe, with the religious spirit in church. So Jesus taught me later on. But, everything that I did, it was based on, true and real things, and, only the best kinds of intentions for everyone, for those people included, But I really had to see the reality of this world and the reality of who these people are. I didn't know back then, but now I couldn't see it more clearly. So basically, that's part of what I want to share with you about these secret societies things. So do what you need to do before God, do what is right, but just also know that, there are things like that out there. So be with God and be safe.